Sean knows you are the winner. There is a fantastic circumvallate papilla. Okay? So what were we seeing in the other slide? We're seeing mainly just the vallus, the space that surrounds it. Okay? So at the junction between the just anterior to the sulcus terminalis, there are about a dozen of these papillae. So this is a beautiful platinum slide. Not gold, but platinum. Alright. So, like good wine, we will savor it. Take our time with it. Alright? So there we see, beautiful. This cannot be better. I'm very happy. Alright, so there we see now once again, within the center of this tongue there, skeletal muscle. And how do we diagnose it at this slide? This is with no other slide of the human body are we going to encounter a situation like this of just skeletal muscle going in so many different directions. Okay? And diagnostic feature number 2, that interspace between these muscle bundles it's filled with what? Adipose tissue. Okay? Alright. That when we look at the overlying mucosa of the tongue here, we see a prominent lamina propria, and within that lamina propria we start to encounter some of the glands. Alright? And these glands here, sometimes we may find purely mucus type, some of the lingual glands are mixed glands, and there we see the lamina propria here extending up into this circumvallate papillae. Now, what I want to do, let me turn this slide around in the other way so you can appreciate it better. But I have to find that circumvallate papillae back again. So give me a little time. Okay, let's see if we can find that boy back. Beautiful. Alright. Cindy, this is what? Beautiful. Very good. Alright. So there we see the nice circumvallate papillae, and we see the glandular tissue. Let's go on now. And there you see, for example, it's purely mucus at this point right here. So I'm very excited about this slide. Alright. Okay. Alright. So there we see the mucus component of the gland, and that's the vallus right here. Okay? That's the vallus. And these are the ducts that are going to discharge the secretion of these seromucous glands into the vallus. And juxtaposed to where these ducts are, on the papillae itself, will be the numerous taste buds. So that we can appreciate the different tastes that are entering the mouth. These glands are just under, once you're eating, etc., stimulating the superior salivary nucleus, inferior salivary nucleus, etc., you're now going to cause the glands now to start to secrete a lot, and these secretions are going to be entering into the vallus and constantly washing out the vallus, so that we can be continually appreciating the new taste that the taste buds are exposed to. Alright? So that's the vallus right there, and we see that a lot of ducts are opening right into the vallus. Okay? And that's our very large circumvallate papillae, which is a winner. And Sean, even this is a bit strange, but you find it sometimes that even within the circumvallate papillae, in this particular specimen, there is a bit of glandular tissue in the papillae itself. Okay? I wouldn't say that's a common finding. I don't see it that often. Okay? And there's some lymphoid, some little lymphocytes, but that's neither here nor there. And that's another one of the ducts of the gland. Now, when we look over at the side here, there we see the flask-like. Okay, I'm going at a very high power now, and there we see the taste buds. Okay, so these are our taste buds right here. Alright, so these flask-like structures contain the receptors for taste. Alright. So each of these spheric, sort of more spherical type bodies, alright, these are our taste buds. And we notice that there's a number, maybe there are about, I would say maybe about 15 of them, 20 of them, right in between, from one end of the screen to the other end of the screen. Maybe about 20 taste buds are here. And this is for the anterior 2/3 of the tongue. Alright. So Cindy, let me ask you a question. What nerve is providing special sensation to the taste buds here? These taste buds are receptors associated now with which nerve? I don't.
But didn't he
What
just say
are we
anterior?
saying?
Didn't you just
Poor
say anterior
Cindy.
2/3?
I give her too hard a time. Sean, what do you have to say? You would
But didn't
think
he just say that this was the
tympani.
anterior 2/3?
Now we have a junior professor in here by the name of Courtney.
This is
Courtney,
not.
what are you saying now?
Oh, he said that these are taste buds in the circumvallate.
Just taste, yeah. What are we talking about here?
I thought he said this.
I can't hear.
This is just generally supported tympani.
Okay, what are we looking at? We're looking at what?
Circumvallate papillae.
Circumvallate
Okay, well
papillae.
that would be the posterior glossopharyngeal.
Glossopharyngeal, right. This will be associated with the
Yeah.
glossopharyngeal nerve. Which nerve is that? The
Glossopharyngeal
glossopharyngeal nerve. Alright. So remember that the circumvallate papillae, Mr. Chris,
Anterior 2/3, but this is.
very
I
good,
don't know what this is.
are originally from what? The posterior part of the tongue. But they have migrated forward, carrying with them their nerve supply. And the posterior third of the tongue is the domain of the glossopharyngeal nerve. Okay? So that's tricky in the exam. So remember that. Remember. The circumvallate papillae are under the domain of what? The glossopharyngeal nerve. As they are migrating forward, they are carrying with them their nerve supply. General and special taste sensation. Okay? Alright? So, but many people in the exam, many people, so don't feel anyway, many people in the exam mark hundreds and thousands of papers will put just as you say, chorda tympani, lingual nerve, etc. when they see papillae. So remember, that's a tricky little thing. So when you see MCQs with respect to the anterior 2/3 of the tongue, don't just think about lingual nerve, don't think about chorda tympani alone, but remember always in your mind the circumvallate. So Sean, once again, this slide is hot. Very what? Hot. Okay? And we're expecting some hot answers today, but we're not getting any hot answers. Alright? So, and there we see now the vallus around the circumvallate papillae. Now, were we to see any fungiform papillae, then we would now be looking at. But this is just at the border. So the slide I showed you before just showed the space. Now all we see here is the circumvallate papillae. So I encourage you to lend me your slides and let me look at them. Some of you have some very good slides. Now, there's a man here by the name of Professor Sean Knowles from the Bahamas or Cayman? Bahamas. Now Sean, what are we looking at here in cross-section? What is this animal that we're looking at here? What are we looking at here? What are we looking at here? What is this? Professor Knowles, what are we looking at here? We have a more senior professor and a more junior one. Courtney is a more junior one. Alright? And we see a lot of what? Adipose tissue. Alright? Lots of adipose tissue. See? This is full of adipose tissue. Whoa, this is beautiful. This and this, that's the same thing. Okay? So now that tells you what it is. So this is in cross section and this is in longitudinal section. This is an LS of this. So this structure is going like this. Look, Sean. He's going like this, and at this point he's cut right through at CS, and then he turns like that, and he's cut through at LS.